Hi everyone, I'm Heather Wen, a retired nurse practitioner and the founder and practitioner at Arizona Healing Alternatives. On this channel, you'll find several videos, what I like to call aha moments, where we'll be discussing issues that impact your health. So whether you decide to use Western medicine, alternative medicine, or even a mix of both, I'm passionate about you knowing what your options are. It's important to know in this upcoming series, so here come the disclaimers, which is that similar to other videos that I've talked about communication in couples and things like that, and male-female communication and different things with that, I'm simply sharing with you my own personal experience and things that I've heard from the wonderful trainers and teachers that I've had. But I'm not a trained psychologist, I'm not a trained psychiatrist, nor a trained therapist. So in this second video, what I want to talk about is now in part one of self-care versus sacrifice. We talked about how do you identify your own emotions? What do you do? Now, okay, now I know I'm angry. I know how I'm feeling. I know what's going on. But now what do I do with that? So when it comes to that, what we want to do is now that we've identified how you're feeling, why is that important with self-care versus self-sacrifice? Because if you know what you're feeling, you'll know what you're doing with it. So now let's say somebody has said something, or let's say you want to do something for yourself and you spend most of your time taking care of others, because many people spend a lot of time taking care, and I see this every day in my practice, people taking and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and then they're not really sometimes getting back what they really want. So how do you create what you want? Well, first of all, you've identified what's going on, whether you're happy, sad, whatever. Now it's what do you do with it? So you walk yourself through it. So let's say you really want to do something for yourself, like get a massage. Great. So you want to take care of yourself, you want to go get a massage. And then the little voice that comes in where somebody else is like, oh, I'm sorry, well, we need you to do this, and you got to do it, you got to do it. Then the next step could be that you know you want to take care of yourself, but all these people need you. Well, the next step in that is, how does that feel? Well, it feels good to help people, but then if you're not taking care of yourself first, that could be that you feel angry. Once you identify that you feel angry, you ask what you're angry about. Okay, so what is it? I'm feeling the sensation in my body. It could be tenseness, it could be this. Okay, if it's anger, what is it? What is it I'm angry about? So that's the next step. Okay, I'm angry about the fact that I want to go get a massage, but yet all these people need me and I don't really feel like I have the time and I don't really feel like I can do this right now. Okay, well then you can use the logical mind, which is wonderful, to walk through it. Okay, are there times when I could do this for myself, or I could set limits and boundaries and say, okay, I could help some other people, but I can't do everything, because you can't be everything to everyone. And the next step in that is not being concerned about if people are going to be upset at you about it. It's to be okay with that. Okay, it's to be okay if they're upset with that. And that's hard for people. I know it was very hard for me, because I'm supposed to please everybody and take care of everybody. But if I take care of myself first, here's an interesting concept. If I take care of myself first and say, okay guys, I'm happy to help you, but I'm going to go get a massage. Great. Then afterward, then I can help you in a couple days, things like that. Then what happens is you come to that feeling much more refreshed, happier, and then the people around you are going to be happier, because if you go to help people and you're angry and you stuff it, can't you tell when somebody's angry and doesn't want to do something that you want them to do? And then it's sort of that passive aggressive, fine, I'll do it, but then they don't even do it right because they want you to do it to begin with. I think there's a comedian that does a whole routine on that, about, you know, sometimes people don't want to do things, and so they mess it up so that the other person will do it anyway. That's called passive aggressive, folks. Not okay. But if you took care of yourself, you went and got your massage, you're able to help somebody in a couple of days, fantastic. In the meantime, if they want to, they can go do it themselves. They can take care of it themselves. That's wonderful. So automatically, if you went into the self-sacrifice mode, it would be, oh, fine, I'm not going to get my massage and I'm just going to go do this because they really need me. Okay, that's sort of martyring yourself, number one. Number two, by doing that, you're going to be in a nastier mood, which is not going to help anybody anyway. And then on top of it, your health is in jeopardy doing that. So that doesn't help either. It's similar to, then that's sometimes more of a woman's example, but it also goes into men who do that too. Men also will put off things like, oh, I'm not going to go to the doctor, I'm not going to do that, I don't have time, I got to be doing this, I got to be doing that, I got to be doing this. And that ends up with its own consequences too. So remember, The self-sacrifice portion is once you identify your emotion, what are you doing with it? Are you actually expressing it? And with anger, it can be constructive. If somebody comes back at you and says, oh, well, fine, you just want to go get your massage, but you don't want to help me out. And say, no, wait. It's not that I don't want to help you out. It's that I want to be able to be there when I can do it, and I need to go get this done for myself first, and then I'll be happy to help you. So it's difficult because people may be upset, and a lot of times people don't want to deal with a conflict. And when they don't want to deal with the conflict, then they tend to make it worse because they don't want to deal with the conflict. And so then it creates a conflict because they just go and do it anyway and they self-sacrifice. Then they're angry to be around. Not good either. So what's really important about this is the big lesson, which I've done in several other videos, is you automatically, and I tell my patients this all the time, when you take care of yourself first, you know how you're feeling and what you want. You're able to express better as to what you need and what you want. And when you're able to express that, even if somebody else doesn't like it, it gives opportunity to negotiate. For example, you could say, okay, well, I'm going to go get my massage, but then I could come right over and help you. There are ways you can negotiate through that. But if you never take care of yourself first, you kind of stuff that anger, you stuff that other stuff, and then it ends up affecting your health in the long run, which is not okay. So remember, in the series, it's been about identifying what to do with it, with emotions. Just let them roll through the body instead of letting them get stuck. If you're angry, take a deep breath. If you're angry because, gosh, this person doesn't want me to take care of myself, I'm so angry. Just let it roll through. Take some deep breaths and let that emotion roll through the body. And then take care of yourself first. You'll automatically take care of other people. And then that way you can be healthier and happier. And if you have any problems with that, what I always recommend is that you seek help, much like I did when I was in my 20s. I would seek out help to figure out how you identify things, how you're able to deal with emotions, how you can deal with them constructively versus destructively. So whether that's traditional Western therapy, psychology, psychiatry, whether it's just talking to a friend, whether it's coming in and doing some kinds of emotional reprogramming with a TBM practitioner like myself, doing hypnosis, whatever it takes, then you can help. And in fact, what I find interesting, there's something called surrounding the dragon. So what this means is those phrases of I'm okay, and we've discussed that in other emotional reprogramming videos. But when we say things like I'm okay with, there's this whole sheet of things that you talk about, and to get the body to say, let's say I'm okay taking care of myself. So that's the first one. I'm okay with taking care of myself. We see if the body's in harmony with that. If it's not, we go chase down what the emotions were and how to deal with that. Then I'm ready, willing, and able to take care of myself. It's safe to, I want to, I believe I can honor, I'm worthy of, it's good for me, and then the kicker, it's good for others for me to do this, and I can be supported by others for me to do this. That's part of the reprogramming sessions, is because it's realizing, and even TBM and all the stuff that I practice realizes that self has to come first, and that's not selfish, what I like to call self-full, so that you take care of yourself first. And then that doesn't mean you don't help others. That doesn't mean you're narcissistic and it's all about you 24/7. That's not what I'm talking about, and I'll do a video on narcissism. But it's not that. It's about taking care of yourself first, identifying what those emotions are to keep yourself healthy, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all ways, so that you can keep yourself healthy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope in this series it's helped you, 1, identify emotions, know what to do with them, which is letting them roll through or getting some help with that. 3, knowing the difference between when you self-sacrifice, you're not helping anybody, okay? And that taking care of yourself is so important, because when you do that, you automatically come to things with a much healthier space, much happier space to be able to actually help others.